You don't seem to be absorbing the material at all, and quite frankly, that's really frustrating for me. What on earth is so hard about basic literature? Honestly, I wouldn't feed people who haven't read a lick of Shakespeare to my dog. Oh. I'm being pretentious, you say? Well, come in close, come in close. Thanks, sweetie. That's why you're the one paying me right now. Now, I bet your food grade is the same as your grasp of basic essay writing and elementary literary interpretation.
It's North Kakalaki news now. There's an angry and violent goo girl on the
Come
loose
closer,
around
your
the
desk
city
is
of
small
Raleigh.
as hell. All
Any
right.
information should be sent along to the police, and any fear should be rerouted
All right,
to
you know,
a creative
if you stared at
outlet like
Oscar
you get
Wilde
to
as hard as
stand
you're staring
out.
at me right now,
Officials are suggesting
he'd save a
that
lot of
residents
money.
close their doors and cover up any sorts of drain pipes
Look,
or water
this is
faucets.
simple stuff. You just need to read a small excerpt
Are you feeling
from
scared,
this
listener?
play, and then write a mere paragraph
Police say
about
that
what
this
you
goo
think.
girl is known for a
Is that
distinct
still
love of
too
literature.
difficult for you?
Are you scared,
How
listener?
on earth
You should be.
do I keep
Who's
getting
to say that she has
surrounded
as much self-control
by
as you
complete
trust
and
her with?
utter
Who's to
cultureless
say she doesn't get
idiots?
carried away and digest you down to bone? We'll have to see, listener.
There's one way to
We'll
get
have
you to understand this
see.
material sooner. If you could scrape together a semblance of trust for me, I can temporarily, well, eat you. Something about it forms a sort of osmosis between our nervous systems. But, so you don't turn me into blueberry jelly, you'll need to be paralyzed first. Oh, you want to, and you're quite eager at that. Well, aren't you a little apprehensive? You must be desperate to pass that literature class. Well, here, let me get it out of my bag. Okay, you can drink this. Yes, it tastes just like a cheerwine float and fresh hush puppies. It's called pixie venom. There. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling relaxed? Now, just lay in my arms. Relax into me deeper. Fall into me deeper and deeper. Ah, look at the moon. How strange the moon seems. She is like a woman rising from the tomb. She is like a dead woman. One might fancy she was looking for dead things. Thy body is hideous. It is like the body of a leper. It is like a plastered wall where vipers have crawled, like a plastered wall where the scorpions have made their nest. It is like a white sepulchre, full of loathsome things. It is horrible. Thy body is horrible. It is of thy hair that I am enamored, Yokinen. Thy hair is like the cedars of Lebanon, like the great cedars of Lebanon that give their shade to the lions and to the robbers who would hide them by day. The long black nights, when the moon hides her face, when the stars are afraid, are not so black as thy hair. The silence that dwells in the forest is not so black. There is nothing in the world that is so black as thy hair. Suffer me to touch thy hair. After this commercial break. Mommy, I'm tripping balls!
This wouldn't have happened if Susie Q there talked to little Timmy about the dangers of pixie venom. This is brought to you by the North Kakalaki Drug and Alcohol and Firearm Commission, y'all. Yeehaw!
Johnny, I went through your phone last night.
Roberta! No!
And I saw that you subscribed to Belladonna ASMR on Patreon.
Yes, it's true! It's true!
Oh, how dare you look at sexy art and exclusives without telling me! 'Cause I also subscribe to Belladonna ASMR on Patreon, and now it's just double.
That's alright, baby. It just means she'll say both of our names at the end of her videos, and we can feel special and loved. That's right. Just like we love the listener. Yes, I too love the listener. Listener, we're watching you. No,
The
don't be afraid.
hair
We
is
love
horrible.
you.
It is covered with mire and dust. It is like a crown of thorns placed on thy head. It is like a knot of serpents coiled around thy neck. I love not thy hair. It is thy mouth that I desire, Yokanan. Thy mouth is like a band of scarlet on a tower of ivory. It is like a pomegranate cut in twain with a knife of ivory. The pomegranate flowers that blossom in the gardens of Tyre and are redder than roses are not so red. The red blasts of trumpets that heard the approach of kings and make afraid the enemy are not so red. Thy mouth is redder than the feet of those who tread the wine in the wine press. It is redder than the feet of the doves who inhabit the temples and are fed by priests. It is redder than the feet of him who cometh from a forest where he hath slain a lion and seen gilded tigers. Thy mouth is like a branch of coral that fishers have found in the twilight of the sea, the coral that they keep for the kings. It is like the vermilion that Moabites find in the mines of Moab, the vermilion that the kings take from them. It is like the bow of the king of the Persians that is painted with vermilion and is tipped with coral. There is nothing in the world so red as thy mouth. Suffer me to kiss thy mouth.
The moon has a strange look tonight. Has she not a strange look? She is like a mad woman who's seeking everywhere for lovers. She is naked, too. She's quite naked. The clouds are seeking to clothe her nakedness, but she will not let them. She shows herself naked in the sky. She reels through the clouds like a drunken woman. I am sure she is looking for lovers. Does she not reel like a drunken woman? She is like a mad woman. Is she not?
No, the moon is like the moon. That is all. Let us go with it. We have nothing to do here. In that day the sun shall become black like sackcloth of hair, and the moon shall become like blood, and the stars of the heaven shall fall upon the earth like unripe figs that fall from the fig tree, and the kings of the earth shall be afraid. I should like to see that day of which he speaks, when the moon shall become like blood, and when the stars shall fall upon the earth like unripe figs. This prophet talks like a drunken man, but I cannot suffer the sound of his voice. I hate his voice. Command him to be silent. Salome, Salome, dance for me. I pray thee, dance for me. I am sad tonight. Yes, I am passing sad tonight. When I came hither, I slipped in blood, which is an ill omen. Also, I hear in the air a beating of wings. A beating of giant wings. I cannot tell what that they mean. I am sad tonight. Therefore, dance for me. Dance for me, Salome, I beseech thee. If thou dancest for me, thou mayest ask of me what thou wilt, and I will give it to thee. Yes, dance for me, Salome, and whatsoever thou shalt ask of me, I will give it thee, even unto the half of my kingdom. Even to the half of my kingdom. Thou wilt be passing fair as a queen, Salome. If it please thee to ask for the half of my kingdom, will she not be fair as a queen? It is cold here. There's an icy wind, and I hear. Wherefore do I hear in the air this beating of wings? Ah, one might fancy a huge blackbird that hovers over the terrace. Why can I not see it, this bird? The beat of its wings is terrible. The breath of the wind of its wings is terrible. It is a chill wind. Nay, but it is not cold. It is hot. I am choking. Pour water on my hands. Let me snow to eat. Loosen my mantle. Quick, quick, loosen my mantle. Nay, but leave it. It is my garland that hurts me. My garland of roses. The flowers are like fire. They have burned my forehead. How red those petals are. They are like stains of blood on the cloth. That does not matter. It is not wise to find symbols in everything that one sees. It makes life too full of terrors. It were better to say that stains of blood are as lovely as rose petals. It were better far to say that. But we will not speak of this. Now I am happy. Hey, it's Marcia O'Hare with Nightmare Public Broadcasting, here to remind you that here in Purgatory it's always Pledge Week. So go ahead and give me like $3.50 over at ko-fi.com/belladonna-ASMR. Okay, Biscuit. Back to your scheduled study session. Salome, thou hast promised to dance for me. Thou art to dance with the naked feet, 'tis well, 'tis well. Thy little feet will be like white doves. They will be like little white flowers that dance upon the trees. No, no, no. She's going to dance on blood. There is blood spilt on the ground. She must not dance on blood. It were an evil omen. What is it to thee as she dance on blood? Thou hast waded deep enough in it. What is it to me? Look at the moon. She has become red. She has become red as blood. The prophet prophesies truly. He prophesies that the moon would become as blood. Did he not prophesy it? All of ye heard him prophesying it, and now the moon has become as blood. Do you not see? I want the head of your cannon. No, no, thou wouldst not have that. Thou sayest that but to trouble me, because that I have looked at thee and ceased not this night, it is true. I have looked at thee and ceased not this night. Thy beauty has troubled me, thy beauty has grievously troubled me, and I have looked at thee overmuch. Nay, but I will look at thee no more. One should not look at anything. Neither at things nor at people should one look. Only in mirrors is it well to look. For mirrors do but show us masks. Oh, bring wine. I thirst. Salome, Salome, let us be as friends. Bethink thee. Ah, what would I say? What was't? I remember it. Salome. Nay, but come nearer to... I want the head of Yo Cannon. I fear thou wilt not hear my words, Salome. Thou knowest my white peacocks, my beautiful white peacocks that walk in the garden between the myrtles and the tall cypress trees. Their beaks are gilded with gold, and the grains that they eat are smeared with gold, and their feet are stained with purple. When they cry out, the rain comes, and the moon shows herself in the heavens when they spread their tails. 2 by 2 they walk between the cypress trees and the black myrtles. Sometimes they fly across the trees, and anon they couch in the grass. There are not in all the world birds so wonderful. I know that Caesar himself has no birds so fair as my birds. I will give thee 50 of my peacocks. They will follow thee whithersoever thou goest, and in the midst of them thou wilt be like unto the moon in the midst of a great white cloud. I will give them to thee all. I have but 100, and in the world there is no king who has peacocks like unto my peacocks. But I will give them all to thee. Only thou must loose me from my oath, and must not ask of me that which thy lips have asked of me. Give me the head of Yo Cannon. Thou art not listening to me. Be calm. As for me, am I not calm? I am altogether calm. Listen, I have jewels hidden in this place, jewels that thy mother even has never seen, jewels that are marvelous to look at. I have a collar of pearls set in 4 rows. They are like unto moons chained with rays of silver. They are even as 100 moons caught in a golden net. On the ivory breast of a queen they have rested. Thou shalt be as fair as a queen when thou wearest them. I have amethysts of 2 kinds, one that is black like wine, and one that is red like wine, that one has colored with water. I have topazes yellow as the eyes of tigers, and topazes that are pink as the eyes of a wood pigeon, and green topazes that are as the eyes of cats. I have opals that burn always with a flame that is cold as ice, opals that make sad men's minds, and are afraid of shadows. I have onyxes like the eyes of a dead woman. I have moonstones that change when the moon changes, and are wan when they see the sun. I have sapphires big like eggs, and as blue flowers. The sea wanders within them, and the moon comes never to trouble the blue of their waves. I have chrysolites in barrels, and chrysoprases and rubies. I have sardonyx and hyacinth stones, and stones of chalcedony, and I will give them all unto thee. All, and other things I will add to them.
Give me the head of Yo Cannon. Ah, thou wouldst not suffer me to kiss thy mouth, Yo Cannon. Well, I will kiss it now. I will bite it with my teeth as one bites a ripe fruit. Yes, I will kiss thy mouth, Yo Cannon. I said it, did I not say it? I said it. I will say it now. But wherefore dost thou not look at me, Yo Cannon? Thine eyes, that were so terrible, so full of rage and scorn, are shut now. Wherefore are they shut? Open thine eyes. Lift up thine eyes, Yo Cannon. Wherefore dost thou not look at me? Art thou afraid of me, Yo Cannon, that thou wilt not look at me? And thy tongue, that was like a red snake darting poison, it moves no more, it speaks no words, Yo Cannon. That scarlet viper that spat its venom upon me. It is strange, is it not? How is it that the red viper stirs no longer? Thou wouldst have none of me, Yo Cannon. Thou rejectedst me. Thou didst speak evil words against me. Thou didst bear thyself toward me as a harlot, as to a woman that is wanted to me. Salome, daughter of Herodias, princess of Judea. Well, I still live, but thou art dead, and thy head belongs to me. I can do with it what I will. I can throw it to the dogs, and to the birds of the air. That which the dogs leave the birds of the air shall devour. Ah, Buchanan, thou wert the man that I loved alone among men. All other men were hateful to me, but thou art beautiful. Thy body was a column of ivory set upon a bead of silver. It was a garden full of doves and lilies of silver. It was a tower of silver decked with shields of ivory. There was nothing in the world so white as thy body. There was nothing in the world so black as thy hair. In the whole world there was nothing so red as thy mouth. Thy voice was a censer that scattered strange perfumes. And when I looked on thee, I heard a strange music. Ah, wherefore didst thou not look at me, Buchanan? With the cloak of thine, look at me, Buchanan. With the cloak of thine hands, and with the cloak of thy blasphemies, thou didst hide thy face. Thou didst put upon thine eyes the coverings of him who had seen his God. Well, thou hast seen thy God, Buchanan, but me, thou didst never see. If thou hadst seen me, thou hadst loved me. I saw thee, and I loved thee. Oh, how I loved thee. I love thee yet, Buchanan. I love only thee. I am athirst for thy beauty. I am hunger for thy body. And neither wine nor apples can appease my desires. What shall I do now, Buchanan? Neither the floods nor the great waters can quench my passion. I was a princess, and thou didst scorn me. I was a virgin, and thou takest my virginity from me. I was chaste, and thou didst fill my veins with fire. Ah, wherefore didst thou not look at me? If thou hadst looked at me, thou hadst loved me. Well, I know that thou wouldst have loved me, and the mystery of love is greater than the mystery of death. I have kissed thy mouth, Buchanan. I have kissed thy mouth. There is a bitter taste on thy lips. Was it the taste of blood? Nay, but perchance it was the taste of love. They say that love hath a bitter taste. But what matter? What matter? I have kissed thy mouth, Buchanan.
I have kissed thy mouth.
Alright then, so do you feel slightly smarter? At all? Do you think you grasped the material, good enough? Because, I don't know, tutoring time's early either way. Honestly, and no offense, you don't really taste that great, so yeah, I'm gonna need more money.
Brought to you
Yeah,
by
I don't work for free, I'm a
Bojangles.
tutor.
Stay tuned
Yep.
for news at
Alright.
10. If you
Well,
can make it that
whether you
far,
pass or fail, that's on
listener.
you. I did all I can.
Go ahead, listener. Live
Oh,
your
don't
life.
mind the news.
Carolina News now will watch over you like a guardian angel
don't
no
mind
matter
me.
where
I
you
will
are in the
need to
world.
be escaping down the
Carolina
shower
News
drain.
now is always looking out for you with all of the love in our hearts. We are yours forever and always, serving the Triangle area since 2022. Carolina News now will never stop watching you. Hey y'all, it's Marsha O'Hare with Nightmare Public Broadcasting, here to congratulate you for surviving yet another Goo Girl video. Why not celebrate by giving me money over on Ko-Fi? Or if you're extra cool, you could become a patron like Zemo, Justin, and Doranis. Link in the description. In the meantime, stay safe out there. Bye.